This week, we need to count how many tours can be announced in one day under a minute. I'm not even joking with you. Let's take it away.
1,
2, 3, 4.
Not there yet. Let's keep counting. 5.
Hello, welcome back to Breakdowns and Bows. How is everybody doing today? I am your host, ASOS. I want to know how your guys' wallet is. Mine's not doing too great. I definitely need more music to come out and these albums to drop, not all these tours. This is too much. I can't. But we're going to get into it. You're going to understand in a second what I'm talking about. If you haven't been keeping up with what's going on in the scene and you're waiting for me to tell you what's going on in the scene, I get it. But girl, before we get into it, please make sure you guys subscribe. Please share this video. Make sure you guys like it. Please leave me a comment. I want to hear from all of y'all if you guys are overwhelmed with all the tour announcements, if you guys feel like this is too much of a financial strain, especially the way that we are in 2026 currently. But before we get into the tour drama, we are going to first go ahead and talk about the tea of the week. That is going to be our first section before we get into everything else, because we need to breathe and relax a little bit because it was a little bit overwhelming this week. For me personally, I don't know how you guys feel about that. But first and foremost, it's official. Flyleaf's 20th anniversary tour is completely sold out. Every single date is sold out. And I love this for them. And I think that it's so interesting that, like, to me, I think that they are a big band and like the demand for this tour was so high. I think it's kind of wild that they didn't upgrade the venues, that they just kind of left the venues as they are and they're not like stadium style or anything like that. They're smaller venues. And for some of the tour dates, they just added a second date instead of, upgrading the venue, like I said. And it's wild to see that because, again, like the double dates are sold out. Everything is sold out. It's a huge congratulations out to my favorite band. This band has saved me over and over again. And they also announced support, which I do want to get into their support because it was a lot. Like, it was a lot to see that they were sold out. It was a lot to see all of the support that they had. Like for each date, it's different support. So it's not support like just full on for the whole tour. Like every single date will have their own. See, you can see here, sold out completely. Yeah, so Chicago, Illinois, Anaheim had 3 dates. It's crazy that they did not upgrade Anaheim, but they did 3 dates for Anaheim and they sold out each and every single date for Anaheim. But okay, so let's get into this. So for Atlanta, Georgia, which is on my birthday, they are having Wolves at the Gate and Healing Hurts. Charlotte, North Carolina, my bad, I'm sorry. Smile Empty Souls, Healing the Hurt. So that one gets to do 2 dates with them. This one has Micho and Zana. I have no idea who this is, and this is for Philadelphia. Boston also will have Zana and Young Other. For Montclair, New Jersey is going to have Convictions and Young Others, so they also get to be on multiple dates. Convictions bands and Tiny Ships for Silver Spring MD, which means that band gets to be on there twice. They're going to have Escape the Fate, which I think Escape the Fate would have been cool for like all the dates, but they're on for Chicago. And they're doing both Chicago nights with Icelanders. So both Chicago nights in Illinois will have Escape the Fate and Icelanders. So for Minneapolis, you guys are going to have Icelanders as well. You're going to have Henry Fleury. And then for Indianapolis, you're going to have Icelanders as well. And the same thing, Henry Fur. For Nashville, Tennessee, you're going to have the same exact thing. Those 3 dates, they will have the same support. And then for Dallas, Texas, which is my date that I'm going to, you're going to have Big Story and Resident Heroes. And then for Houston, Texas, you guys are going to have Resident Heroes, Cloud Archers, and Bobby. And then you're going to have the same thing for San Antonio. For Phoenix, Arizona, they're doing Scary Kids Scaring, and they're doing Mitch, so he's going back on for more dates. Anaheim, California, first night is having Scary Kids. Second and third night is going to have Dalton and Holy Name Worships. So yeah, that's a lot, like some different supports for each one. But there are some local bands that I noticed that they're doing, which I really like to see that. I really love that. For Flyleaf bringing on those support acts and also bringing on locals as well from the area. I think that really helps them out a lot. And how another 20th anniversary comes from 3 Days Grace. which fits the music video that they just released for Don't Want to Go. In this music video, it really reflects back on their younger self. So you get to see Adam when he was younger and when they first started out in the band. You get to see all the other members when they first had the band going and then now and everything. And it's like a sentimental music video that, you know, I felt a very like sad way about. I was like, this is really sad. Like, this is them reminiscing. And then I found out, well, it's because it's the 20th anniversary of 1X, which, you know, their first album, yes, I feel like their first album had a lot of success. Of course, you know, I Hate Everything About You was a blockbuster hit for them, but I feel like 1X really defined them more. I feel like that second album really was what put 3 Days Grace on the map. Like, yes, they were already there before with I Hate Everything About You and that single and that moment, but I feel like it just didn't have as much of like a cultural impact as 1X did, because 1X has, you know, Never Too Late, it has Pain, it has Animal I've Become. And those three songs, to me, like, everybody should know those songs. Those are like very, very like successful top hit songs. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, Never Too Late is probably everybody's song that like has gotten them through some of the most difficult times ever, and even 3 Days Grace knows it as well. So they're celebrating 20 years. Congrats to them. This is the first CD that I've ever owned, and you know, I want to share my personal story with Never Too Late. So I was going through a very rough time, and I used to just sit in my room and I would listen to the stereo and I would listen to the local rock station. And one of these days, I was just having a very particular rough day, and I was just sitting there in that room, sitting on the floor, contemplating a lot of different things. And that song came on, and I just felt like it spoke to me. Like, I had listened to so many songs throughout the day. I had wrote so many songs down in my notebook. I still don't know where that notebook is, but I used to write down songs. They would be like, oh, this band and like this song, and I would save them so I could remember them later, because this is back when we didn't have, you know, phones like this. We didn't have the internet the way we have the internet now. You know, it was very much like you had to do what you had to do, and I wrote down what songs that I liked. So I had heard that song, I felt like it spoke to me, and it's really kept me going years later. I mean, come on, it's 20 years old and it still keeps me going to this day. I just feel very sentimental, very fortunate, very grateful for them, and this album will always be held near and dear to my heart. Now, for some unfortunate drama, Ashes to New had spoken out against people who were leaving hurtful comments on a video that they had posted of a fan singing along to one of their songs. And she was like in tears, and they felt like it was a very beautiful moment. Like, according to the lead vocalist of the band, he had stated that, you know, when he saw the girls singing along to their song and crying, they were like, oh, this is perfect. I love it. Send it to me. I want to post it on social media. Like, we got to get this video out. Like, I love this. And I don't see any problem with it. I don't understand why there was bullying, because, like, bands do this all the time. And, like, I don't know, like, I don't feel like the reason why people were bullying was like justified, because he was like, there's no one look in the scene, and like, you shouldn't be judging somebody because they're not your perspective of what they should look like. And I'm like, but I feel like we've had like a wide variety from band. I mean, I could be wrong and I could be ignorant, but like, in my opinion, like, I've seen so many bands do this. I've never once like thought in my head like that's not what our scene looks like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in doing that at all. So when I had heard that people were doing this, I was like, that's really depressing. And like, imagine what this poor girl is going through. Like, like, to me, I'm gonna put myself in her shoes. For me, if I saw a band post me crying at their show and singing every word to them, I would feel special. I would be like, oh my god, like, I'm bougie now. Everybody gets to see me. The band notices me. I feel very special. But then people ruined her moment. And so good for from Ashes to New for speaking out against it, for calling it out. They called it out at their show. Then they called her personally and they spoke to her, which I think they handled the situation very beautifully. And I think that this scene does not have a place for hatred at all. Like, there's no place for hatred. We shouldn't be hateful towards anybody. We should just be spreading love and positivity towards everybody. This scene is a colorful scene. It can have women in here, it can have men in here. You could be gay, straight, whatever. you are welcomed in this scene, and I think that we really need to keep pushing ourselves forward, which is why I have my YouTube channel, because I don't feel like there's enough women, front facing, talking about music, talking about the scene and everything like that. So I feel like we are very accepting, but I feel like we still have a long way to go. So shame on those people who were bullying this poor girl. Now, there's some unfortunate news coming out for Blackfoot Brides. They're currently in Europe on tour, and they had sadly announced that Cece, their drummer, was not going to be continuing on with them, and he had to step away for the rest of the European tour. But the band stated that he would be back for the US part 2. So I hope Cece's okay. I hope he can come back. But of course, there's no pressure or anything like that. Like, take all the time that you need, but it's still sad nonetheless. The statement that Blackwell Brides had posted. This was 6 days ago. Due to an unfortunate personal and private matter, our brother Christian Coma, which is Cece's real name, will not be on stage with us for the remainder of the 2026 European tour. We apologize for those who have noted the already announced Milan cancellation, but this is a circumstance with which we need to make an adjustment to handle. Our friend Wade Murph will be joining us for the remainder of the tour after Rock I Am Ring, and we will look forward to seeing everyone at all of the subsequent shows. Cece will be returning for our leg 2 in the US. Please send him love and light at this time. Comments are all like, please take care, Cece. This breaks my heart. Apparently, some people are doing bullying to his wife and everything like that. And this is sad, and they're very disappointed, but they're sending love and blessings, sending love. BBB Army loves you. So it's a very sad, situation going on right now. But again, I hope that he does come back for leg 2 and that everything's okay. Bowling. M Park was a sick festival. It was last weekend in Germany, but I, of course, put out my video already last week, and it was already 30 minutes long, and I barely got to really enjoy and understand the festival by like Monday. Many FOMO moments that I had seeing Architects perform, Black Hole Brides, Catch Your Breath, Bad Omens. Bad Omens always kills it. Seeing their 1 hour festival appearance, which you guys can go see on YouTube, you guys can go see their full live performance at Rock I Am Park, and it will give you FOMO. Okay, I'm gonna warn you right now. Noah seems happier. He has like this aura on all these European stops and festivals and everything. The plot new, their photos, videos, everything that they're releasing on social media has been top tier, and I really wish I was there in Germany. Like, it was just like such a moment at that festival. Festival coming up this week, and I can't wait to talk about it next week. I can't wait to see what's going to go on. But we have Download Festival happening this weekend. It's another European festival, which I wish I was there. Apparently, Caskets has not been there in 3 years, and when they put out that statement, I was like, that is insane that they have not been there in 3 years, and they're really excited to come back. I kind of wish I was there too, but again, I'm waiting for the videos. I'm waiting for everybody to post on social media so that way I can live vicariously through you. Now, we are going to be talking about Bryan Garris opening up and giving an update on his Bell's palsy diagnosis. So I couldn't remember what he had last time. I remember it was some kind of like paralysis, but he has Bell's palsy. And Loose actually put out 2 tour videos on YouTube where you get to see behind the scenes of them on tour with Metallica. They had their family in there talking about what this tour means to them personally. So I think it's a really unique perspective to hear the family talk about what it means to see the band play and open up for Metallica. They're like, this is like the biggest thing ever. They're like, the family says, and they say to see them going from playing in the garage to seeing them open for Metallica is just a crazy thing, because you just never know where people are going to go. And they also talk about how they're rock stars, and I was like, that's so cute from the family. It's a joyful watch. I've watched both of them consecutively, and I watched them all in one go, and you're going to be sad because there's only 2 and that's all you get. You'll also get to hear Isaac Hill, the guitarist, talk about being hit by a car and playing still. He's like, the show goes on, and I'm like, baby, the show doesn't need to go on. Like, you can't play guitar with your busted up hand. But he said that he didn't really get like hit too bad when like the person hit him, but the issue was that he used his hand to stop and like catch himself, and that's where the problem lies, was that he was using his hand for the fall and everything like that, for the situation. So that's why it was a little bit bad because of that. He said, maybe if I hadn't used my hand, I would be okay because it's hurting to play, but I'm still gonna play. And of course, back to Bryan, he does open up about struggling to play through it. He talks about the Bell's palsy diagnosis. It's been 3 weeks since he had that diagnosis, and he had stated, I got to a point where my left eye was no longer blinking at all, and when I would try to smile, the left side of my mouth would just completely closed, fully stiff. It was difficult. He said, I woke up today feeling better than I have since the diagnosis, so I'm regaining some movement here. Hopefully, this means that we're on the road to recovery. He also mentions that he has been doing acupuncture and sauna sessions to help circulate while continuing the tour. So he is trying his best to keep pushing through. And all I gotta say to him is, you don't gotta keep pushing through, dude. It's okay. Like, we understand. We get it. Yeah, they're rock stars. They're just pulling through this Metallica show. They're like, we're gonna keep going no matter what. Now we go to the tour announcements. I would like you to hide your wallets. I would like you to breathe, and I would like you to understand that I am with you. All right, I'm with you, and I understand. All right. All right, we're breathing. So, Thousand Below announced a U.S. tour with support from Acers, Vimis, and Lost in Separation. Why do you guys gotta have such difficult band names for me to freaking pronounce? I feel very conflicted about this one because they are going on tour of Poppy and Landmars, and that to me is like where the excitement is. Like, I would rather go see Thousand Below play and open up for Poppy and be on the tour bill with Landmars. This to me is like, okay, not so great, not so bad, that it is straight after the Poppy tour as well. So it's kind of like these US dates that they're doing straight after Poppy, and it's from September 12th to October 11th. So I'm like, dude, you're going on a cool tour. Like, take a break. It's okay. But if you guys want to go buy tickets, definitely do it. Again, September 12th to October 11th. The next band to announce a US tour, it was Wage Wars. And I thought that based on We Came as Romans announcement and teases that it was going to be We Came as Romans tour. But no, they're supporting Wage Force alongside with Varials and Canehill for the emergency broadcast tour from October 25th to November 27th. They're starting in Texas, ending in Florida. Next, Underoath was teasing something, and I thought, oh my god, maybe they're going to release music, maybe they're like going to tease an album or something, and no, it was a tour. And keep in mind, they already have dates out right now. They have summer dates. They're coming here to El Paso. They're doing like this Vans Warped Tour kind of thing. But they announced a tour, the Deaf Phone and the Great Line, and it's with support of August Burns Red, as cities Burn, Emery, and Archery. There are some dates that are blurry, which kind of leaves a mystery. They're gonna be celebrating 20 years, which everybody's celebrating 20 years right now. But they're going from November to December for these dates. Wind Waker's announced a U.S. tour called I Don't Belong Here tour with support from If Not For Me and True North. It's a massive tour, dude. From September 10th until October 17th. They will be going all across the USA like everybody else. Volumes also announced the Mirror Touch Tour Part 2, another Part 2. Come on, people. It's a US tour with Until I Wake and Cat's Claw. It's going to be hitting mainly the East Coast, though, so I wish I could make this one. You can't go to all the tours. There's not enough limited money, so sacrifices have to be made. Another band that's teasing tours. This hasn't come out yet, but they're teasing it. Afterlife is saying, like, in a cute, funny way, that like they're going on tour after just releasing 2 songs, and they're going, "Who wants a tour?" But at least they're honest. Like some people. But I'm still working on trying to get them to El Paso, Texas. Like, I keep begging them, but we'll see. That's it. You can breathe now. You're fine. There's no more tours. You're safe for now. For now. Eminence just dropped a new song titled The Sword That Never Bends. It's a freaking banger. That violin moment was absolutely amazing. What I love so much about this band is the violin. It's heavy music with like this soft cutting violin that just calms my soul and makes me feel this peace. It's like this peace in the chaos. I love the screaming for the fact that it drowns everything out. The Eminence also gives you that like violin moment to be like, you calm down, you have your heart resting, you let your mind go at ease. I need to be calm. This is like my for sure go-to band because that violin and the screaming and everything just really makes me feel a certain type of way. Also, everybody wants to know, when the heck did they sign to Sumerian Records? Like, when did they sign to Sumerian Records? like apparently they were solo. Okay, according to all the comments, apparently they were independent solo. They were not on any label at all. And then all of a sudden they released this new song and it's with Sumerian Records and people are like, when did this happen? But also, Sumerian Records is collecting bands like Infinity Stones. At this point, I'm like, baby girl, you got Bad Omens and you got Poppy, and you out here still collecting bands. Calm down, Sumerian Records. You got everybody at this point. You know, you got the European bands, you got the US bands. What more do you want, Sumerian Records? I have questions. Bring Me the Horizon dropped Black and Blue 2026 Repented. This is the first of many to come. The release and re-recording of Count Your Blessings album. Man, I feel like this took me back, but also just felt, it didn't feel like different or weird or anything like that. It just felt like I was listening to the album again, but the album was what Ollie had said that it was going to be, which was produced better, and the screamings were much clearer. Because like to me, Bring Me the Horizon, when I first started listening to them, it was like not very clean. It was like those like unclean screams, very like grungy kind of screams, not clean that you hear at all now today, you know what I mean? So hearing it be like, this is the old era, but it's just much cleaner, much refined. You know, it's done in their opinion like right. You know what I mean? Because they felt like when they first made this album, it wasn't done right, and Ollie didn't have the ability to sing the way that he does now, and he does not have the vocal talents that he does now 20 years ago. So I really do like this revival. I love the first song. It's taking me back and it's great. Fit for a King released a new song called Blood Pact. It's heavy. I melted into the song. I definitely recommend that you guys listen to it. Surprise collab from If Not For Me and Catch Your Breath called Nova King. When the hell did this go on? I was like living my best life. Living my best life. And all of a sudden, all of a sudden, okay, listen to me. All of a sudden, I see If Not For Me and Catch Your Breath on this like teasing thing for something, and I said, when the hell did they team up? I mean, it sounds great, and it's a collab that like makes sense in my opinion. But when the hell did this happen? There was no announcement. There was no warning. There was no nothing. Catch Your Breath was just like, here you go. And If Not For Me it was like, here you go. And I was like, you gotta give me some kind of warning. You know what I mean? But definitely listen to it. Fearbox did another DJ collab with Slander, Visville, and Under My Skin is out now for your enjoyment. Revenor released a new song called Alchemist. I do not love nor hate it. I feel like they were releasing such heavy hitters and this really fell through the cracks for me. There is nothing memorable from the song, and I am a harsh critic. I'm sorry, it's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. Now, there's new music from The Warning. Ritual is out now. This is an angelic era for them. It's giving Charlie's Angels. That's what these girlies are giving. Not a new song, but Black Bride said, we hear you, and here is the music video for Woe is Pain, and I'm glad that they acknowledged their fans. They said that they were getting some DMs. Who was sliding into Black Bride's DMs? Because I want to be in their DMs too. Poppy will be releasing a new music video for Dying to Forget, and Isaac Hill is in the promo pictures. I know that he had a hand in her album, so I'm very curious. I don't see a tease release date at all, but I'm very pumped for this nonetheless, and I'm excited to see, you know, if Isaac Hill, what capacity is he in this music video and everything. I love the relationship that Poppy has with Knock Loose. I always feel like that really helped break her into what she wanted to be more of. Now, she also dropped new merch items, and she also introduced mystery bags. These might be sold out if they have not already sold out, but I thought it was a really cool merch drop from her. She's teasing a lot of things right now, and she's about to go on tour here in the US, so it's a lot going on for Poppy. On June 18th, we will get another Holding Absent song called Lucid Love. They are doing an anime version of themselves for this promo. It's cute, it's wonderful, and it's great. Throne finally solved the mystery, but we still have to wait much longer for their new song until next week. But they still didn't give us a day. They just said, like, next week. And I'm like, well, what the heck is going on? Album dropped. Now, this is the last thing that we're going to talk about for today. Sleeping with Sirens' new album is here, an ending in itself. I've always been a fan of this band, and to see a fresh album that balances a new era with their old era is exciting. I want to hear everybody's opinion on their full comeback. I want to know what your thoughts are of them. of the album? What's your favorite song off of it? Don't forget that they dropped a new music video for House of Matches, and according to Rise Record, it's the last door to unlock. I don't know what that means, but their album's here, and it's very exciting and very great. Thanks for watching. This was Breakdowns and Bows with me, your host ASOS. I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.
I am never going to financially recover from this.